StephenCurry, the greatest shooter in NBA history, widely regarded as one of the best basketball players of all time, wowing us with this incredible shot-making ability that is unmatched, revolutionizing the way basketball is played in the modern era. A two-time MVP and a four-time NBA champion, Steph Curry has been in the playoffs 9 times in his NBA career, and out of all his dominant playoff runs, there's only 2 that stand out, and it's his 2015 playoff run and his 2022 playoff run. Today, we're going to find out which playoff StephenCurry was better. Starting off with the 2015 playoffs, StephenCurry and the Warriors finished with the best record in the NBA, winning 67 games, something that nobody saw coming the year before. Their first round opponent was the New Orleans Pelicans, led by an up-and-coming 22-year-old Anthony Davis. The first 2 games, the Warriors didn't break a sweat, easily winning games 1 and 2.
Another turnover. Here comes Curry. Curry to the basket. Foul. Shot's good and 1.
Game 3 was a completely different story. Pelicans dominated the Warriors the entire game, entering the fourth quarter with a 20-point lead. Steph and the Warriors would adjust offensively in the fourth, taking over as they brought the lead back into single digits. Pelicans were up 3 with 9 seconds to go. Then this would happen.
For Golden State, Curry's got it. And Curry will let it go for 3, comes up short. Offensive rebound, Curry again. And Curry hits a 3!
Steph Curry would hit an unbelievable corner 3 over Anthony Davis to tie the game and send it into overtime. One of the most amazing shot makes in NBA history. Warriors would win in overtime with Curry as the leading scorer, scoring 40 points. Warriors would sweep the Pelicans in 4 games, with Curry averaging 33 points a game in this series. The unstoppable offense of StephenCurry and the tight defense from the Warriors as a team were too much for the young Pelicans. Now going into the 2022 playoffs, Curry and the Warriors finished the regular season winning 53 games, 3rd place in the Western Conference. And their first round opponents were a banged up Denver Nuggets team with no Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. and led by the MVP Nikola Jokic. Curry would actually come off the bench for the first 4 games of this series due to a foot injury he suffered before the playoffs. Despite coming off the bench, he would still put up amazing numbers and still be the best player in this series. In Game 2, Steph would torch the Nuggets, scoring 34 points off the bench, leading the Warriors in scoring.
Oh, he's in this 3rd quarter. Curry, and he's fouled. There he goes! And a chance at 4 for StephenCurry.
Curry would average 28 points a game, despite coming off the bench 4 out of 5 games of this series. In Game 5, he would be inserted back into the starting lineup and close the deal against the Nuggets as he would score 30 points, ending the Nuggets season. Back to the 2015 playoffs, Steph and the Warriors' second round opponents were now the grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies, led by Marc Gasol. And this team was known for its high pressure defense as they had players like Zach Randolph, Mike Conley, and Tony Allen. In Game 1, Curry would score 22 points along with 7 assists as the Warriors would beat the Grizzlies easily by 15 points. But then in Games 2 and 3, the Warriors would struggle against the hard-nosed defense of the Grizzlies, as Curry would score less than 23 points in both games and struggle from the field. The Grizzlies would take a 2-1 lead as they would win both of those games. Curry would bounce back in Game 4, scoring 33 points. Not only would he bounce back, the Warriors as a team would adjust defensively and stop the Grizzlies' offense. Curry in Game 6 would dominate and score 32 points, hitting 8 3-pointers.
Green weaving, trying to get the shot up. No call that way. Curry flings it the other way. And he got it!
Yeah, pretty much with that shot going in, even Grizzly fans could admit that they were going to lose this game. And they did, as Curry and the Warriors would defeat the Grizzlies in 6 and advance to the Western Conference Finals. Back to the 2022 playoffs, Curry and the Warriors would also go up against the Memphis Grizzlies, but this Grizzly team was way different than the team they faced 7 years ago, as this team would play a completely different play style than the previous. They were faster, younger, and shot better from the 3. and they were led by one of the league's new bright and up-and-coming stars, Ja Morant. This series was a very entertaining one as you had two of the best point guards in the league going toe-to-toe with each other. Warriors would win Game 1, Curry would score 24 points in a tightly contested game. Came down to the final 3 seconds where Ja Morant would miss a potential game-winning layup. Warriors would lose Game 2 despite Curry's 27-point performance, and it was mostly due to Ja Morant's 47-point explosion. Ja would go down in Game 3 due to a knee injury and unfortunately would be sidelined for the remainder of the series. Warriors would end up taking a 3-1 lead in this series as Curry would continue to torch the Grizzlies on offense with his incredible shooting. In Game 6, Curry sealed the series with 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. He hit key shots in the second half to ensure the Warriors closed out the series 4-2 and would advance into the Western Conference Finals. Curry averaged around 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists per game in the series. His leadership and clutch shooting were critical, especially with the Grizzlies' tough defense and Ja Morant's early dominance before his injury. Now into the Western Conference Finals of the 2015 playoffs. Steph Curry and the Warriors are now facing James Harden and the Houston Rockets. The Warriors dominated the Rockets in the regular season all 4 games that they faced them and would continue to do so in the playoffs. Curry would average 31 points a game in this series as the Rockets could do nothing to stop the MVP from scoring the basketball.
Curry drives, steps back. It's good at the buzzer.
Curry scored 34 points, including 5 3-pointers in Game 1. This was a tightly contested game, but Curry's shooting helped them secure the W. In Game 2, Curry once again with another strong outing, scoring 33 points in another tight finish. Game 3 in Houston, Curry dominated the Rockets, scoring 40 points along with 7 3-pointers in just 3 quarters of play. This blowout win would give the Warriors a commanding 3-0 lead in this series.
You don't want to allow them to get it going off of your mistakes defensively.
Oh, Curry goes down hard. Landed on his back, hit his head.
In Game 4, Steph took a scary fall that would sideline him for a little bit, but would ultimately return. But due to James Harden's 45-point performance, the Rockets would avoid the sweep. In Game 5, Warriors would eliminate the Rockets in 5 games and advance to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1975. Curry would also set an NBA record for the most 3-pointers made in a single postseason, a testament to his incredible shooting ability. Going back into the 2022 playoffs in the Western Conference Finals, StephenCurry and the Warriors are now going up against Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, who had just eliminated the team with the best record in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns. Warriors would take Game 1, Curry only scored 21 points, shooting 7 of 16 from the field, but grabbed a whopping 12 rebounds. It was honestly the Warriors' defense as a team that got them the W that game. Curry in Games 2 and 3 would score above 30 points, torching the Mavericks on offense, and unfortunately for the Mavericks, they didn't have any good defenders to remotely slow down Curry. The Warriors would end up taking a 3-0 lead in this series. The Mavericks would end up winning Game 4, avoiding the sweep. Their offense was clicking from all cylinders as they made 23-pointers as a team that game. Game 5, the Warriors would eliminate the Mavs in a team effort. Curry only scored 15 points, but his 9 assists did play a crucial part to their victory. Steph was named the Western Conference Finals MVP, averaging 23 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists over the 5 games. Curry and the Warriors would advance to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2019. Now into the 2015 NBA Finals, we'll have our first of the 4 meetings of StephenCurry and the Warriors facing LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. This final series was one of the most entertaining and memorable finals in the past 20 years, as both games 1 and 2 would go into overtime, something that's never been done before in the finals. Curry scored 26 points, made some critical plays in overtime, and the Warriors would win Game 1. Unfortunately for the Cavs, Kyrie Irving would go down with an injury in Game 1 and would be sidelined for the rest of the finals. In Game 2, Curry struggled shooting, 5 of 23 from the field, and a lot of it was due to the defense from the underdog, Matthew Dellavedova. The Cavaliers behind LeBron's 39 points would take Game 2. Steph struggled playing in Cleveland as he would be outshined by Matthew Dellavedova once again.
Get aggressive here. Dellavedova and one!
Everything would change when head coach Steve Kerr inserted Andre Iguodala into the starting lineup. In Game 5, Curry took over, scoring 37 points, hitting several clutch threes. There was nothing that Delly could have done as Curry was on fire in the fourth quarter.
Curry looking for that opening. Steps back. Crossover. Fires away. Wow! Another three from Curry!
Warriors would seal the deal in Game 6, winning the NBA championship for the first time since 1975. StephenCurry would average 26 points a game, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds, but would not be awarded Finals MVP. It would actually go to his teammate Andre Iguodala for his quote-unquote defense on LeBron James. Mind you, LeBron averaged 35 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists, so I don't know where the defense was at. But minus that, this would also be just the beginning of the dominant Golden State Warrior dynasty. Finally, into the 2022 NBA Finals, Steph Curry and the Warriors are facing the Boston Celtics, led by the dynamic duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Going into the series, the Boston Celtics were the favorites to win it all, and Curry and the Warriors for the first time in the finals were the underdogs. Curry started the series on fire, scoring 21 points in the first quarter, hitting 6 3-pointers, setting an NBA Finals record.
Tatum on Curry. Around the Porter screen. Somebody throw water up.
He would finish the game scoring 34 points, but the Celtics would win Game 1, ending the game on a 40-16 run. In Game 2, Warriors would bounce back and win the game with Curry scoring 29 points. In Game 4, Steph would deliver his best finals game ever. With the Warriors being down 2-1 in the series and a must-win Game 4, Curry would score 43 points along with 10 rebounds and 4 assists. He was on fire the whole game and carried the Warriors to victory, hitting 7 3-pointers and scoring from inside the paint.
Back to Curry. Step back. Three-pointer. Bang! StepHCurry drills the three. It's a 6-point Warriors lead.
In Game 6, Curry closed out the series with a brilliant performance, scoring 34 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, leading the Warriors to their 4th NBA championship. He hit 6 3-pointers and made several clutch plays in the second half. Curry was emotional after the game, finally earning his well-deserved first Finals MVP award. Steph averaged 31 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists per game in this series. He shot 48% from the field and shot 43% from the three. This series was a defining moment in Curry's career, as it silenced a lot of critics who were saying that their championship days were over with the departure of Kevin Durant. But he carried the Warriors in critical moments and secured his legacy as one of the greatest players of all time. Now, after seeing both versions of Stephen Curry in these playoffs, the question is now, which one was better? This one was a very tough decision to make, as both Stephen Currys were amazing and led their teams to a championship. 2015 Curry averaged 28 points a game, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds through 21 games. Not only that, he broke 3-point playoff records, and being the only player to defeat the 4 other members on the All-NBA first team of the 2015 season in the playoffs. Then you got 2022 Curry, who averaged 27 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists through 22 games. He proved in this playoff run that he can be a clutch performer after the previous years of struggling in big moments. And he proved all the haters wrong, the ones that were saying that their championship days were done because of Kevin Durant leaving in free agency, teams in the Western Conference getting better, and the ACL injury that Klay Thompson suffered. But even at age 34, Stephen Curry proved that he can still lead the Warriors to glory, being the best player on his team. Which is why in the end, after tough thinking, I'm gonna have to go with his 2022 playoff run being the better playoff Stephen Curry. And it's because of his leadership, his unforgettable finals performance, and how it capped off a remarkable comeback story for both him and his team. That's gonna do it for this video. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed, smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next.